Well, hello, Stampers. It's the Pampered Stamper, and it is Tuesday. It's the last Tuesday of September 2021, and that means that it's also the last card for my series on Nature's Harvest. And when I plan a series of cards for my virtual coffee and a card class, what I try to do is to make 4 or 5 different cards to show all the parts of the stamp set or the dies or a combination thereof so that you get the most value in your kit and that you also discover all the parts of the stamp set. So today's card features paper piecing or coloring with your blends. Now I'm going to show you both options because the paper piecing option is definitely more work. And I thought it would be fun to try with blends and see what the difference is, and then you can decide which one you like better. Because sometimes a lot of extra work isn't worth the effort. So it's a nice way to look at both options. Stick with me till the end of the video, because at the end of the video, I'm going to show you an awesome card that I just made yesterday, inspired by our own Canadian Nancy Wong, with a fancy fold that I'm going to be doing in my primetime group. And I'm also going to go over all the other cards that we made in this past month. So I'm looking forward to a fun card with you. Just let me change the angle. And yeah, it's going to be a little bit funny for a minute. All right, so I'm going to just turn this over here. And I don't know if you guys can see it. Oh, just a sec, I haven't done it yet. There we go. So here we have the card for today. And here is the stamp set, Nature's Harvest. I don't know if I have any kits left at home. I think I may have 2. So if you want a kit, let me know. If you order the bundle through me, then you get the kit for only $10 mailed to you. Okay, so that's a good deal. And if you already have the bundle, you can buy the kit for $25, including postage. All right, so let's get started. I'm just going to move this out of the way. I need this little thank you stamp. That's the only stamp on here today. This scalloped edge comes from the Scallops and Contours dies, okay, and it's a pretty cool set. It has lots of beautiful dies, and here's the scalloped one that I used, okay, and it has a little stitched line, and then there's 2 other dies in here that cut out the flowers in the stamp set. I'm going to just zoom in a little, pardon my arm in there. I've kind of switched things up a little bit as far as where I have the camera. Okay, so here we have it, and if you got the kit, you have this envelope full of your supplies. So this piece has already been run through the embossing folder. It is the time-worn type embossing folder. You'll have the die cut of the echinacea or the rudbeckia flower, or you can just call it a daisy or an upside-down daisy. And then we have also this, because we're going to use that in the inside of the card, the negative from the die cut. That's a great thing to hold on to, by the way. This cute little piece, oh my goodness, I just looked it up where it was from and now I forget. Oh yes, it's from the Encircled in Beauty dies, okay? And let's see. Yeah, that was the not so subtle look at my beautiful ring. This comes from the Nature's Harvest bundle, okay? And then here we have the scalloped piece. And we have a piece of the diamond weave trim. It's kind of like a lace. I like to rough up the edges a little bit for a more vintagey look. You can also go over this with your spongy thing. I know that's not what it's called. I honestly forget what this is called. Isn't that crazy? It'll come to me, I'm sure. All right, so we have a very vanilla card base, and it's 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4.25. And I tend to get out of the camera image. I'm sorry about that. So the first thing we're going to do is the background. Okay, I'm going to put my flower out of the way. Oh, I know what it's called. I knew it would come to me. It's a blending brush. Okay, so we're going to take soft suede ink. There. Oh, it's being stubborn. There. So the trick with the blending brushes is that you want to, so I'm inking it up. You want to start off your paper like that and then go in. And then you get a beautiful, you won't get any blobs. So start off your cardstock and then work your way in. And then you can add as much color as you want. Remember, off and then in. And go in circles and just a nice even pressure. Don't press too hard. And there we have it. And then if you want to, you can go in, but I kind of like the gradient look. I like the lighter look in the middle. So that's all we need. I'm going to put it aside. We might need it later. So now I'm going to just lay this on my card to give me an idea of how much I need. Okay, so it's just a pretty skinny strip of tape on there. So I'm going to use a tape runner. You could use liquid glue. You could use tearing tape. Doesn't really matter. And actually, what I like to do, to be totally certain of where I want this, if I want my placement just so, I'm just going to lay this on here. I have my adhesive on the back of this piece. And now I'm just going to eyeball it. And that gives me as much of a margin as I want. So I'm carefully laying it on that side. And then I'm just going to press that a little bit. That's good. And now I see a tiny little line there. It's barely perceptible, but it's bugging me. So I'm just going to take my scissors and trim it away. There. Okay, now this can go down because there's nothing going around it. I can put this down. It's just perfect. I have some birds chattering in the yard. It's a beautiful sunny day, and it's such a surprise and a delight because I had looked at the long-range forecast on the weekend, and it had predicted a whole week of rain. So this is so nice. I do love the sun. Now, I don't have, like, some people have that sad disorder where they get really depressed when it gets yucky weather. I don't have that, but I still am very happy when the sun shines. Okay, so now we're going to take our little, I'm going to zoom in a little bit, okay, guys? There. So we have our little die cut, and I had put my words away, and now guess what? They are missing. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pause this for a second, and I'm going to find my stamp. Okay, you guys are going to laugh, and because I found my stamp. Look, there it is. Has that happened to you, that your stamp ends up on the bottom of something? Yeah. The good thing is, the reason that happens is that our stamps are now super sticky. They don't fall off the block like they used to. Those are the good old days. Okay, so here we have, I moved my camera angle there. I am directionally challenged, okay, guys? So if you sometimes see that I am not in the picture when I'm stamping, it's because I move around a little bit, and I just usually move in the wrong direction. So I'm really sorry if that happens. I'm tapping on some old olive and then just hovering over and hoping it's straight. It's okay. Now I kept my little dauber because I want to just antique this a little bit. And I haven't re-inked it, but this just gives a little bit of a brown touch. Now I want to see what I did with my card because I forget. I made this before I came to Holland. Okay, so what I did was I first put the ribbon on. So I'm going to do that. And so give it a nice press. And then I put dimensionals on it and put it on here. So this is going to go like that. Here. You know what? I'm going to use liquid adhesive for this because this is a bit of a bumpy surface. So I think the liquid adhesive will be better. This stuff is amazing. It is so strong. So I'm just doing that. And here we go. I'm loving my bucket, my Antonius bucket from IKEA. I've got all my stuff in it that I need for my video. And it's quite nice to have a spot. I'm not losing things. So now, here we go. I'm going to put a couple of adhesive things, and I'm just going to straddle the ribbon. I've got it half on the cardstock, half on the ribbon. And I'm going to put a third one on, just for extra. I could maybe put a fourth one on. Ah, why not? I'm feeling generous with myself. If you're going to put the effort into making a card, a beautiful card, you might as well pay attention to all the little details that will make your card last a long, long time. Now that's going to go in the middle here. See? Isn't that pretty? And now we're going to do our flower. So here's the flower, and we are going to use our blends. So I'm going to start with Old Olive, and I'm going to just add a few lines. I have seen a lot of cards done with just a silhouette that uses these die cuts without, and I'll show you in a minute what I mean by that. And I'm not being super careful. I'm just going to go over the whole thing first. I thought my lines would blend a little bit better. Maybe they will if I work it a little bit. Okay, there we have it. You could use your watercolor pencils as well. So now we're going to do some rich raspberry. And what I'm going to do is start with just making a line across here, just to give me an idea. Here we go. And I'm still in the picture, that's good. I'm trying to learn to pay attention. Gerard thinks I have ADHD. I don't think so. Maybe a touch. He's very calm, so I can be a little bit much for him sometimes. He's learning to not get carried away by my intensity. I do have big feels, that is true. Okay, so now I did this all in dark, and I'm not sure that was a good idea. I really don't think it was at all, but I did. So I didn't blend at all here, because I didn't do, I'm just going to add these lines for the petals. And I've never done this, okay, so I'm just playing here. Yeah, I'm liking the look of it though. So now we're going to add in our, here, doesn't that look pretty if I just leave that in the picture like that? I love blends, I absolutely love blends. And we only have a couple of days left in Celebration, so if you haven't gotten the latest blends colors, now's a perfect time to do so. Stock up on your blends and get some free stuff, because soon that opportunity will be gone. And then you'll get a tutorial from me as well. So win-win. All right, see now I'm just taking that dark and pulling it, I'm hoping. There we go. I don't want that line in there, you see? But you see how it's disappearing? Yeah. Okay, so now we have a really lovely soft flower. And I really like it. I like it, I have to be honest, I like it better than I thought I would. I really love it. Now I'm going to take my lifter, my color lifter, and I'm just going to take away a little color. We'll see what happens. Okay, so now I am going to move my blends. We're going to take our card, and look, the flower just goes like that. So that's what it looks like. I'm just lifting it up, see? So which one do you like better? That one's paper piecing. That one is colored. I have to say my vote is for the colored one, for the effort. So I'm showing you now, I'm just going to move this flower. I'm not going to, pardon my bad English, I am not going to do the paper piecing, but I am going to show you how it works. So I ran this piece, I cut part of it out with Old Olive. So then you just cut this little piece off. See, and then that would get glued on to the bottom, like so. And then I have the rich raspberry piece. And actually, at first I was going to cut this off, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to cut the little stem off here. And then that would go on top. And then you have this little, early espresso piece. And I'm just rounding that a little bit. And then look, that's just going to go on here. And you can just glue it all together. And then I did use a watercolor pencil. There's not a white, it's not in assortment 2. It is in assortment 1. There's a white one in here. Here. And what I did was I just went in here and did this. So you can use the little white pencil to add to your color, to your die cut. However, we're not going to do that because I really like my colored one. So we're just going to add some adhesive, and you can see how the color bleeds through to the back. So when you are using your blends, be sure you do it on a piece of scrap paper. Don't do it right on your table, or you could damage your table, okay? Just a thing to keep in mind. And then I'm just going to use the silicone mat, and so that I don't get glue on my paper. So I'm just going to use liquid adhesive again. And now this is the tricky part. I need to have a gentle hand here. Oops, I'm not so good at that, I have to say. That's why I have the silicone mat. So if I spill a little bit, I'm safe. Okay. All right. Almost done this card, and then I'm going to show you a few more beauties. All right, finished card. Oh yeah, we have to do something in the inside. I almost forgot. Look how pretty this is. Oh, I love it. Love it. Okay, let's see the inside. Oh, I didn't do it on the inside. Okay, we're going to have some fun. Now we're going to take our die cut and lay it here. And we're going to, oh, I've got, yeah, the soft suede. I'll put the soft suede. I don't think I like the way I have this laid out. However, I'm working a little backwards. So I'm dabbing this on, starting off. I have to be careful at the top there. I don't want to go over the edge. Oh. Okay. Here we go. Oh goodness, I can't see anymore. Oh, there I am. Good. And then I can take a peek. Oh yeah, that looks lovely. I just want to get this edge here a little bit. And this is just a really nice way to finish the inside of your card. And it's nice to use the negative space. Now I'm trying to think. Let's have a look at our stamp set. Sending healing thoughts, may nature's beauty bring peace to your soul. What do I have on the outside? Thank you. Oh, that's kind of nice. A reminder to never forget how much you mean to me and so many others. So I think I will stamp that in there. Let's see. Now I have just a big block handy, but that's okay. It will work. Here. It looks a little crooked on my block. I'm just going to lay it like so. Oh, sorry, that was totally off. My apologies. You know what? I think it'll be nice to do a contrasting color. We'll use Old Olive for this. Let's have a peek. Tap, tap, tap. You can see that my stamp is kind of ragged. I've trimmed it, and I see a little something floating here. I've trimmed it so that I don't have extra edges. And I'm just going to put that right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that looks really pretty, doesn't it? I'm happy with that. Really happy. I love this stamp set, and I wish I had time to make more. The colors are nice. Here's one that I colored with polished pink. It's really bright. And here is a die cut that is done with Daffodil Delight, Old Olive, and it almost looks like I used early espresso there, but anyway, really pretty. And now I promised you that I would show you some fancy card that I was inspired by. Take a look at this. Well, let me zoom out for a minute. And there. So this is the card that I'm making tomorrow in my Primetime group. And in case you don't know what Primetime is, that is a special group that I created when COVID started, when I couldn't do in-person classes. So I thought it would be really fun to do a weekly video. So every Thursday at 10 a.m. I do a video. On Wednesday I post a list of supplies including measurements, and then on Thursday I do the video. And there's weekly door prizes when I'm in Holland. Then I wait till I get home again, and then I send out 6 prizes all at once, one for each week I'm gone. And every month you get a free tutorial, a 15 project tutorial that's included in your fee. And the tutorial is worth $15 or $20, depending on where you live. And you get it for only $10 a month. So even if you didn't do anything with the videos that I do every week, it's worth it just for that tutorial. So if you want to join Primetime, let me know and I will send you the link. Anyway, I love this card. Thank you so much, Nancy Wong, for the inspiration. This is with Beauty of the Earth paper. So that's that one. And then these are the ones that we made in the previous weeks. This one with the gold leafing, I love it. And it's doing a little pixelating now. It's with the linen paper, which I really, really love. Okay. This one also uses the same embossing folder that we used today, the Time Worn Type, I think it's called. And this one, this is the first card we did in the series, and I'm doing this card with my Dutch people on Friday. So if you're watching this and you're in the Netherlands, I still have a few spots left in this class, so message me if you want to join. And then this is just an alternative that I did, and I kind of like this blue card better, but it seemed to me that most people like the vanilla one. Which one do you like better? So be sure to like my channel and follow it, subscribe. I'm so happy that you're here. I don't take any of you for granted. I love it. I love reading your comments. I love seeing where you're from. This one I stamped on watercolor paper, and then I used my watercolor pencils. I'm kind of happy with this. It's totally outside of my comfort zone, but it was fun to do. And then the last thing, I made a box, and we did this box also in my Primetime group. So this will be fun. I'm going to make a Christmas box as well. And yeah. So thanks again, guys. Happy stamping. Have a super day. And don't forget to take advantage of Celebration while it's still here for 2 more days. All right. It was awesome having you here with me. Bye. And now I have to find the end button.